Welcome back, everybody. This is Liv Smart with...
Whatever this is.
That might be the best intro yet.
Hello.
Can you tell that he's shaking?
Well, I can tell, trust me.
As you can see, Tim is in my apartment, and the first thing that he wanted to try was my vibration plate. So...
I had to try it. There was no way I didn't try it.
How long's left on your timer right now?
4 minutes, 20 seconds.
Okay, so while Tim finishes on my vibration plate, Tim, introduce yourself a little bit.
Hello everyone, I'm Tim. Just turned 30 years old and Olivia's partner now, actually just for this month, 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yes, now, yeah. It's the third year now we're skating together here in Montreal and it's more difficult actually than I thought.
It's perfect. This is us to a T.
But this is great.
So give us the timeline of... Well, actually, let's go back to give me a short brief on how you started skating, where skating took you in terms of countries, and yeah, let's go from there.
Well, where did it all start? In my family. Coming from a skating family, the way towards the ice wasn't very far. Skated for all my life and had a little break, but then came back to it and then started ice dance with my first partner together. And then it's like actually...
Take him seriously, guys.
You're shaking the floors and the camera
is
is literally doing this.
I'm not doing anything.
Oh, no.
So we have a downstairs neighbor, and I go on this vibration plate every morning. Well, that's my new goal now. And sometimes, like this morning, it was at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and I'm thinking, my neighbor's probably in bed like, what's happening upstairs?
Yeah, it took me for most of my summers, actually for the first summers with my previous partner, to the US, to Detroit. And then after that we actually moved to Russia together, skated in Russia for like 2.5 years. 2.5 years until the last Olympics in 2022. And then we stopped our career together as a couple, and then I had some tryouts planned, but honestly the first person I wanted to try out with was this woman over there. I knew that already, but yeah, it took a while. I had to come here, had other tryouts, and then she was here, and apparently I made a great look on the ice, and the coaches pushed her a little bit to at least try it out, and then I guess I was good.
Yeah, and everybody kind of knows the brief story from many interviews that we've done, that when he first asked me to try out with him, my first response was no. Not for anything else other than I was in a weird place, I wasn't ready, blah, blah, blah. But he was determined. He had a goal. That goal was me. And he came to Montreal. He stood out to me on the ice, stood out to the coaches on the ice. Congratulations, you did your first round of a vibration plate. Are your legs itchy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That feels weird. That feels very weird.
Now join me on the sofa.
Now we can.
Now we can cheers.
Cheers.
We can cheers to me officially saying yes to this partnership and to our first Olympic season together.
Yes.
It's been a short yet long road. So, cheers.
Cheers, partner.
Cheers. This isn't sponsored by Carlsberg, by the way. So, yeah. So then eventually I said yes. We had a tryout together, brought you to Montreal, and here we are. You said 3 years?
Yeah, I think I moved here beginning of April in 2023, and yeah, it's exactly 3 years now we've been here, and it's been a short journey, yet we've accomplished so much. We had such an amazing time already, and yeah, especially the last season, the Olympic season, our first Olympic season together as a couple, and the second Olympics for the both of us. No, it was absolutely amazing, and like there's so much we had seen like over these years. Yet you don't think it's only 3 years. Like thinking about it and speaking about it feels like okay, it must have been way longer, but
Yeah.
it's only 3 years. So
Yeah. Yeah, I have to go when I like go for my camera roll to look for like certain pictures. I'm like, geez, Louise, I've lived a life in these last 3 years. Okay, something that's really bothering me. Can you fix the Schmitsky? I think you vibrating on the plate might have knocked him. The goal of today is to really just go back to September of 2025 and recap every single event that Tim and I did this last season leading up to the end of the season, which was the World Championships, which finished a month ago today or tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this was the Rhythm Dance Day a month ago. So,
Crazy.
yeah, it's a lot to take in. What was our first competition of the season? I asked because Tim is the organizer of this partnership. Well, he's German. So he's our timekeeper. He's our calendar organizer. He's like, everything's just secured with him. I'm a floating leaf. Like, I don't know where I am half the time. I don't know what time it is. I'm late all of the time, which Tim has.
At competitions, you're actually quite good.
Yeah, at competitions I'm great.
Yeah, at competitions.
But I have to be. There's like no choice.
But I also learned at competitions to say 10 minutes prior the time when I actually want to meet, so that works out quite good.
No, he's honest with that. He's be like, okay, we're gonna leave at 2:15, which is 2:10 for you, and I'm like, nice. I get it. I need that extra time.
Oh yeah, the first event. Huh?
First event of the season, Bratislava, Andrei Nepola trophy.
Yep.
One of those, a challenger series. First memory for me. So this is our first time doing Dune 2. The sequel to our Dune 1 program. So, this is the first time performing it in front of a crowd, in front of people. People have a lot of expectations. There's a lot of hype. 4 days before we leave for competition, we wear our new costumes on the ice. And we do a run-through in our new costumes on the ice. And we finish, and our coach Roman goes, oh, good run-through. I hate the costumes. And we're like, oh. Not our response, because we liked the costumes quite a lot. He actually loved yours.
Yeah.
But there was something about mine that just didn't fit the program. It was too dark. It was a different design, but the color style was blues to pink to orange. It was supposed to look like the sunset night sky in the desert. But the hood that I had was dark blue. It was like kind of like Tim's phone. It was the same color as your costume. But the dark around my face and the hood, just like, he was like, it's distracting. It doesn't work. He's like, you look like a nun. Like, it just wasn't as seamless. And the other costume with the hood, because it was beige and like matched my skin tone and my hair, it wasn't as distracting. But the blue one, he was like, it's so distracting. So he's like, scratch those costumes, like, what, a couple grand later? So we're like, okay, we leave for competition in 4 days.
What do we do?
Yeah. And then he's like, you can wear the old costumes. He's like, wear the old costumes tomorrow morning. So the next day we come in on a Friday morning. And it was 7:30 a.m. And I have this vivid memory of being so grumpy. Do you remember I got on the ice, I was in my costume, and Roman was like, are you okay? And I was like, I have to be. And, oh, darling Linda. I was just going to say, Linda. Oh. Welcome in the middle. Yeah. Hi, baby. Oh, God. Uncle Tim's here. Give Tim some kisses. So we got on the ice that Friday morning. We wore old costumes. And I was just so angry to be wearing my old costume again. I was like, hey, new program, new vibes. I really didn't want like a repeat. And I didn't want people to think that we were doing the same program.
Yeah.
Because you see the costumes, then you think of Dune 1. But at this point, we had no other choice. And I remember looking at Roman, he's like, you okay? I was like, yep, fake it until you make it. Like, I was grumpy.
To be fair, understandable, because like we were going for this whole Dune 2 vibe, like new costumes, new colors and everything, and then getting this from Roman, who's like always very honest and wants to help us, obviously. getting this was a tough one, and just a few days leaving before competition. I mean,
It's already stressful.
it's already stressful the last week before, and
And then thinking we have to design a whole new costume for the next event. So you have to like think ahead. So anyway, this competition we wore the old costumes and it worked great. It worked fine, actually. Rhythm dance, we had a different costume as well for myself, which then slowly evolved throughout the season. But anyway, rhythm dance went well from what I remember.
Yep.
Free dance, we did it the wrong way around. This was that competition. Yeah.
It was the first one of the year.
It was the first competition of the season.
Decided to
Uncle Tim. Who is it? Oh, neck kisses. We came out. Tim came out. In the wrong direction. But I didn't realize. I was having the time of my life. I was like, oh, this is going quite well. So from the spin to the end of the program, everything was back to the judges, correct?
and realizing this quite early, obviously, for the entry of the lift, already going with our backs basically towards the judges.
Yeah, because where the lift is in the entry, it's like if we flip it, like you're just getting like the back of us, and then you're just getting our asses, and then you're just getting my ass. Like you see nothing. So yeah, it was a little different, but we won.
Yeah, no.
We got a decent score.
Yeah, we got a decent score to say the second half was the other way around. And then actually what was, I mean, we like professionals and stuff, yeah, but like we switched it around towards the end again and did the choreo step then the right direction.
Yeah.
Like we were looking at each other, okay, go to the barrier. So
Yeah.
we just went to the barrier.
I didn't realize until I think we were like coming out at the end of the steps, and I was like, why can I see Jose? Why can I see our coach?
Looking at our coach Jose there during the step sequence and doing the step and looking right in her eyes, and I'm like,
And she looked at you like,
she's like, go. Well, no shit.
nah, I'm not going to stop. But we worked through it. It worked great. We really didn't feel super ready before this event, but nobody who does feel ready for the first competition of the season. So to say it was our first, it was a good first. It was very memorable. So then we went to China. China was the first event that we took our physio with us, our physio and trainer, Mark. It was the first ever skating competition he'd gone to abroad with us. He came to the Boston World Championship, Montreal World Championships, and Boston World Championships. And then the next event he came to was Chongqing, China. And this man has never been to Asia. He hasn't really traveled that much, so you can imagine the culture shock he got when he went to Chongqing, China. He was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in an AI movie.
Yeah.
He was like, I feel like this is Squid Games. And we're like, yeah, I get the vibes. Hey.
Before that, he was really pissed off the travel.
Oh, yeah, he was like,
to fly.
11 hours on a flight? He doesn't like flying. And then we're like, yeah, we're going to get an 11-hour flight. And then we're going to get another 4-hour flight. And we're in economy. Like, we're not in business class. So, yeah, that was tough. He was really nervous for that. But we were super happy to have him with us and just experience that with a new person in our team. Chongqing, China. We had new costumes at this point. Or I had a new costume. You were wearing your old costume still.
An upgrade from my old one.
Yeah, the gold bedazzle.
Bedazzle?
Bedazzle.
That's how you say
It's like a little sparkle.
Sparkle?
Yeah, a little something extra.
Learn something.
Oh, I fell in the PST.
Yeah.
Well, fell.
Oh, I fell.
That's what I remember.
Well, you
Yeah, I
got
remember.
called a fall, yeah.
No, I put my other knee down.
Yeah, okay.
I think.
It was so minor, I didn't even
Yeah,
notice it,
like that's
but-
what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in the rule books of ice dance, it's a fall, yeah. But
Yeah, we fell in the rhythm dance, and we were in fifth place.
Yeah, we were still in the last.
Yeah, somewhere in there. But we were really bummed because we'd been training pretty well up into this Grand Prix. But it was like a knee slide thing, and I like wobbled a bit and put my other knee down, which that's a fall. And it was a fall in an element which costs a lot of points. So we were heavily affected by that. But then, for me, the next thing that happened was Caroline Green and Michael Parsons withdrawing from the free.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. I was about to say like there was something else, but I didn't know what.
Yeah.
Because we were in backstage, looking and walking around, whatever, and then Roman is coming, or like we walk around, and
I
then
went to the toilet,
you went to the
which
toilet.
I don't ever do.
No.
But we skated.
But so we were in the first group skating last.
Yeah, we were in the first group skating last, so I don't know what place we were in after with them. I needed the toilet. Yeah, we were skating last. And I like desperately needed the toilet. And I don't usually go to the toilet between like 5-minute warm up and competing. But I'm glad I did because I took a number 2. I walked out of the toilet from this moment to Roman.
Yeah, Roman coming, and he's like, Tim, where's Olivia? Oh, she's on the toilet. Well, you have to go now. They withdrew. And like calm, you know, he's very calm, and he's like
Calm but tense.
yeah, calm but intense or tense. And yeah, she's on the toilet. She's gonna come, and no, at least you take a few minutes before you actually go out. You like that as a skater, and we still took it, but we had to go on the ice. It was about time. Like we knew before they might withdraw, but also not, and we didn't know how they did it because they went on the ice, bowed, and then went off the ice.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that before. And then getting on it, it felt a little rushed, but we looked at each other actually, and we were like, okay, we take our time. At the end of the day, they have to wait for us, right? Like we perform. I mean, there are rules to it, but
The worst thing that can happen is we take too long and we get a deduction for if once they call your name, you have 30 seconds. We have 30 seconds to get into our place from once they call our name until the beginning position. And if it's longer than that time, you get a deduction. You get a time violation. But yeah, they had to wait for us still. But China has been quite entertaining for us over the past 2 seasons on our 2 seasons going to China. China with Dune 1. Remember I got knocked over in the warm-up? We had a collision with another team, and let's just say we skated first, and we're doing our 1 foot, and this team goes into us. The girl knocks me over. I'm down, and I have a backless dress on. I remember like falling onto my back because I was doing like a back outside edge, and just went boom. And then it was like a pretty bad fall to like get up and then just like keep going on. And like we went into the corner. Oh no, I think we stood up. You helped me up, and then we tried to go around again. But there was just so much traffic in this 5-minute warm up. It was so chaotic, and we'd already had this collision. We're already like, oh. So Tim was like, okay, pulled me to the corner, and we like went to the corner, and we like walked through the rest of the 1 foot and a few other elements. Like we didn't do much in this warm up after that because we were kind of shaking a bit, and we knew in like 2 minutes we were in our starting position. So we went over to our coaches, and even our coaches like looked at us like
they didn't say anything.
I remember Pat just being like, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And I had a big red mark on my back, and the dress was fully backless. We skated great. We skated really good to say what had just happened. So yeah, that was China in 2024. And then last season was 2025 in China, and the team withdrew before us and we were rushed. So yeah, there's always been something entertaining for us extra in China. Chongqing, China, boom, Finland. What were you going to say?
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, where did we go after? But yeah, Finland.
Finland, Helsinki. Helsinki?
Yeah,
Helsinki.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks after.
2 or 3 weeks, not unsure.
Yeah, something like that.
Helsinki, Finland, Grand Prix.
Yeah. Another Grand Prix where we...
Oh, this was a really hard Grand Prix. We had...
The one we actually didn't want to get.
Yeah.
We got it.
We did have a kind of a choice, like, or at least, like, an opinion on what Grand Prix we would like. And I think we got the 2 Grand Prix that we didn't want. So we were like, great. We had Laurence and Guillaume, Piper Paul, and the American team, Amelia and Vadim. There was some drama at Grand Prix like the week prior. or something in terms of like
Skate
Skate America, exclamation points for like everybody. You get an exclamation point. You get an exclamation point. So everyone went into Finland like, we're scared. I remember like on one practice, the coaches were like, "Don't do your choreo step," and we're like, "Why?" And they're like, "Just don't." I think we now know why. But Finland was like really eventful, but not so much for us. I feel it was a regular general competition. There was a lot of things happening around us, like a lot. We were just like la 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 around the drama. We had the Netflix documentary following Piper and Paul and Laurence and Guillaume for the first time at a Grand Prix. So we were like, oh, there's so many cameras around.
And it was the first competition, I believe, where we put in a curve lift in the rhythm dance and not a straight line anymore.
Ah, yes. Yeah, we were doing our choreo lift from Dune 1 in a rhythm dance, and then we adjusted it back to our split lift, which was just like so much easier.
Especially because it was not at the very end and like a curve lift in a spread, holding position. The other one was, I really wanted to make the other one work, but it was just super tough at this part of the program with the knee, not only knee position, but then slide and turn. It was tough, but we tried it, and you know, this part of the game, like you try something and you also need to try in competition to see how it feels, and then we all like said together, okay, we need to do something, and we found one part in the music where our old lift from last year
like made sense.
Yeah.
It was like more of like a strategic move. And like the rhythm dance on its own is already like hard, it's energetic, it's technical, so like don't make it harder with like a lift at the end that is like really hard and not scoring well. So yeah, we played the strategy card before Finland. Other than that, I remember watching a clip recently that Steven actually put together and put on my social media where we were getting off the ice from the free dance, and I don't remember this. We were getting off the ice from the free dance, and I like Marie and Roman are off waiting for us to get off, and they're like, "Good job," and I was like, "Oh my god, that last lift nearly didn't go up," and they're like, "The last one, this one," and I'm like, "Yeah, oh mon dieu," and I say "oh mon dieu" on the camera, and I don't remember this moment at all, and I saw this clip and was like, "Oh wow, nice Olivia, nice." I've never fought so hard. I've never fought for my life so hard on that lift. And then Roman's like, this one? I'm like, oh, mon Dieu. So, yeah. What was next?
Well, next we basically stayed in Europe. And
yeah.
That was a nice experience. For the first time, we took the ferry to a competition.
Where did we go?
From Finland, we took the ferry to Tallinn.
No.
No?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Tallinn. Yeah, it was Tallinn. Oh. Yeah, we did think at first we were like, oh, we could come back for like 2 days, train in Montreal with our coaches for 2 days and then fly back. But I was like, energetically, I don't think that's the right thing. Like at that time in the season, also with like us getting older, like we have to really preserve our energy. And it's true, we stayed in a really, really nice hotel. Well, actually.
You have to go back.
Yeah, when we arrived.
Yeah.
Take it away.
We took the Uber and we went to a hotel, the first hotel we planned to stay in, and we went inside, and well, we would have tried to open our luggage, but it just wasn't possible to open any luggage, and we were in Europe for
2 full weeks.
Two full weeks.
So I had 2 big suitcases and a small one.
Yeah.
You had one or maybe 2 at this point.
But it was no space, so we had to, in that night, it was good actually because the trip was like quite fast with the ferry, but in that night we had to book another hotel and
like find a hotel like last minute that wasn't booked. And the only one that was available like for the skating competition was like the nicest one that was like pretty expensive. But like when he says like this hotel room was small, like we couldn't open our luggages, it was like the size of this space. But the bed took up all of that. Yeah. The bed was big, beautiful, nice. Great, but there was just no space around it. And I remember FaceTiming John Luke and being like, look at the room. And he's like, oh, that's what the rooms are like in Japan. And I'm like, oh, great. I wouldn't know. I've never been to Japan. And I would be fine with this if I was in Japan, but I'm in Tallinn,
Which is also great.
which is also a great city, but
Different.
different. That week, we actually
Oh yeah.
made some changes to our free dance
By
by ourselves, which is, I know that might sound like fine to you guys, but that's like very uncommon and like something we wouldn't usually do.
Especially during competition week.
Yeah, exactly. Or the coaches will change things during competition week.
But not us by ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Or at least we need like the feedback from the coaches, like, is this better? Is this like the right thing to do? But Tim and I knew like in us we needed to change these things, and we like made it a plan between us to do it, film it, make it work, and if it felt better for us, it was gonna be better. Oh, we were in second or third after the rhythm ends?
Yeah. After RD, it wasn't what we were hoping for.
Yeah, the
thinking.
scores technically it was. Did we get an exclamation point there?
I'm not sure, but we got a.
I love that Steven's like,
lot
no.
this season.
I made a bunch of content the whole season.
Yeah, that's true. We won. Like, yeah, we were in second after the rhythm, and then we pulled up after the free. I think we had a really good free, and it was already hard doing back-to-back competitions, but we did plan to do 2 challenges, and we were like, we're gonna stick to our plan. Oh yes, thank you.
Yeah, we were exhausted after that one because it was back to back.
I don't think there was anything until Spanish Nationals.
That was the last event and where we had like a longer competition break. Yeah.
Oh, we flew to we flew to Madrid.
Yeah, we flew to Madrid.
We flew to Madrid, and then we drove with Danny Delfa to Jaca.
Prague. I've never been there. You were there.
First time in Jaca for Tim.
And when you were there for the last
The last
Olympic
prior Olympics. So 4 years earlier, I was in Jaca. 4 years prior to that, it was also in Jaca. So every Olympic qualification year, every Olympic season, Nationals has been in Jaca for some reason. I don't think they plan it. It's just happened that way.
Nice spot. I liked it. It was nice. And
Yeah.
I mean, always being in Spain is absolutely amazing. And Nationals is always something special because, like, we compete for Spain and we don't get to go to Spain and to the federation that much. We see them on competitions. But then seeing, like, all the, also the smaller kids at at the national competitions. I mean, we kind of feel like it grew a lot in Spain, like from when, I'm skating for Spain now for this was the 3rd season, but from the first season to
now,
it's so much bigger, and it's so amazing to see that this grows in the sport in Spain. And so always going to Spanish Nationals is something special, even though it's like around Christmas time and late in the year and stuff, but it's always very nice.
Sophia and Asaf had already qualified their spot. So at this Nationals, it was just like, we're skating to skate in front of a Spanish crowd. There was like, for the first time ever, I might say, there was a little less tension and a bit more like joy and team bonding vibes. Like, oh my God, we're going to the Olympics together sort of deal.
Yeah,
A little bit more. But it was just so nice to like see everybody in Spain, have that competition, perform in front of everybody, and have the send off to then the second half of the season. We first had like a little break at home with family, and then we came right back here and we trained. I think we were back here for Christmas.
Yeah,
we were back here for
Christmas,
Christmas.
yeah.
So then we're rolling into the second half of the season already. We're going into 2026. And when 2026 happens, we're like, oh my God, we're really close to the Olympic Games. But prior to the Olympic Games, we had the European Championships. The European Championships were in my hometown of Sheffield, which was 1, very memorable, 2, very special, and 3, it was a pre-Olympic competition. So there was like a lot of pressure, I'd say, because we had to be like kind of like Olympic ready for this competition because it was only a week after that we left for the games, from what I remember. We flew to Heathrow and then we got a taxi back to the hotel first, which was like very weird and surreal for me because we were in a taxi going home, which I'm used to, and like I'm always when I'm driving home, I'm like, oh, I'm home, like the feeling of like going on the motorway and seeing the countryside. But I'm like, but I'm with Tim, and we're going to a competition. This feels weird. We dropped our bags off at the hotel, quickly changed, and then we went to my home. We went to see my family, the dogs, and just have like a reset afternoon/night there before like the competition week kicked off. And yeah,
like already there, it was so nice to come to your place and with all the dogs and just like hang out before like competition starts. So it's like just
we were lucky.
A nice reset moment, especially after the flight. And I remember taking a nap on the couch or falling asleep there and 2 dogs in my arm. No.
We have a video of that.
Yeah.
Like it was, I think it was actually Duke and Jack. Like the ones. No, it was so nice. And then just before the competition, you know, focus on kicks in and stuff. It was amazing to have your people around, like, and in this safe space was really nice.
And Mark, our physio and trainer, Mark came to England with his wife and his baby. So this was really special because this was the first time his baby had traveled as well. His daughter Eliana saw horses for the first time, got to see all the dogs. Like, it was really special and really fun. Linda, you want your ball?
Slobbering. Waiting.
Do you want your ball? Get your ball. Get your ball, Linda. Get it. If you throw it, she'll catch it. Like, throw it at her. Oh.
Like, that was the worst attempt.
Linda! Linda! Non-skating related, but we're in Sheffield. We're in my hometown. I had to take Tim and John Luke. Did we go with Mark as well? To Nando's.
Yes.
Mark was with us, right? Yeah, we went to Nando's. I took these guys to Nando's for the first time, which was like, as everybody in England knows, is a staple spot to go and get lunch or dinner. I haven't been in so long as well, and we were like in Sheffield city centre, so I was like, there's a Nando's so close. So we went there and we bumped into Phoebe Becker and James Hernandez while we were there, 2 fellow British skaters. They opened this new spot, or a brand new place in Sheffield. It was like a sauna cafe vibe. And they messaged me on Instagram when we arrived, and they're like, oh, we'd love to have you and Tim, blah, blah, blah. So I think it was like 2 nights before our competition, we went and had like a sauna evening, doing sauna cold plunge a couple of times, which was also like something that we wouldn't usually do at competition, but we're like, we're going to do this. Like, we're going to make the most of this. This is sick. And then competition comes. Rhythm dance. We skated really, really good. The crowd was phenomenal. Like, phenomenal. Prior to the competition, we were in the warm-up area. And I remember I had my headphones in, but there was a TV that was showing what was happening during the competition. And next thing you know, I'm like doing my downward dog. I'm stretching, and I look at the TV, and I'm like, my grandma's on the television. For the rhythm dance, I had, of course, all my family there because it's my hometown. But Niall and his mum came to watch the event as well. So I'm looking at this TV, my grandma's on the television being interviewed, and then Niall's on the television being interviewed, and I'm like, oh my God. I got so excited, but like so nervous at the same time. I was like, oh God, like my whole family's here, of course, but then like Niall and his mum's here. Like, it felt like this was our competition. I know we represent Spain and we're in Great Britain, but this is my hometown. Like, this felt like my Europeans, and like we owned it. Yeah. Like, the crowd roar was huge.
Crazy. Like, already before, like you said, like in the warm-up area, even with our headphones in, we could hear the crowd, even for the like for literally everyone. Like, they supported everyone. But then when we went on the ice, it was crazy. It was absolutely insane. Like, wasn't there your prior school?
Oh yeah.
Your school was
God,
there.
Yeah. My secondary school, Sheffield Girls High School.
They had a whole row.
They had a full section. They all had signs. Do you remember the flag that my brother made for us?
Yes.
Do you want to describe it?
Oh my God, Sheffield United and Borussia.
And
on the Spanish flag.
No, it was
it was the Spanish flag.
No, it wasn't a Sheffield United flag with Borussia Dortmund and FC Barcelona? I might be wrong. I think you're correct. I think you're correct.
It was Spain flag and Sheffield United and Borussia.
You're right. You are right.
I know. But
No, you are right.
It was like it was so cool.
And it was like it wasn't like a big flag. It was like a big flag. Like you couldn't hold it with both hands, and it was like posted up on the side of the ring that you could look up and you could see it.
Right.
We skated great. Skated really good. We were so happy when we got off the ice. Yeah. But then we got our score, and we were like, oh. And, like, the reaction from us was confusion a little bit. And then we found out that we got an exclamation point in the choreo step for something so minuscule. But it cost us, like, 4 to 5 points or something. And we were then going into the free dance after the rhythm dance in 9th place, 10th place.
I think 10, yeah.
And, like, our goal here was to be on the podium. And we were like, we are very far from that now. After the rhythm dance, it took us a lot of debriefing and a lot of tears, conversations, hugs. It was really intense, right?
It was. I remember sitting down in the lobby with Stephanie, you, and, like, just talking, hugs, emotions.
I was all holding hands and crying.
That was so special and so needed. Like, that moment just built so much power for the next day. I remember that super well. Like, going into the next day was, like, without that conversation or that meeting or whatever you want to call it, like, without that we wouldn't have skated the way we skated the day after. It was something really special, and Stephanie supported us so much in that moment. She always does, but that was a really special moment.
Yeah, it was really important. And, like, in the moment, of course, we were like, why is this happening to us? Like, we don't deserve this, we don't want this. But when we look back at it now, we're like, okay, like, we had to live that in order to then take the next steps that we did after that in the free dance and the rest of the season. And then the free dance was incredible. Yeah. It was insane. We skated great. Did we have a standing ovation, or am I getting that mixed up with other competitions?
No, we did, and it was the best free dance so far in the season. Of course, you're looking for that at the major championships that you have at Gross, but that was definitely the best one so far. Like, all the elements went well, and, like, everything flew in together. Like,
and we were really nervous before.
Oh yeah.
We were pooping our pants.
Yeah.
I remember
we were skating first as well, so we almost had no time to poop our pants too much. Like, we did the warm up and okay, it's go time.
Yeah, skating first is like that, but we're used to skating first at this point. Yeah. That then when we get to the World Championships where we didn't skate first, we were like, oh, this is so different. Anyway.
We were both staring.
Yeah, anyway. Maybe this beer is hitting me a bit more than I expected. Yeah, so just to close Europeans, also, we were leaving for the games in, like, 12 days? 10 days?
Like that.
So, like, we enjoyed, like, a couple extra days home, me with family, you with your girlfriend, one day.
One extra day.
And then we flew back to Montreal. Yeah. We weren't in a rush to get back on the ice, because we knew we had time until we actually competed at the games. But until we left for the games, that was pretty soon. And there was, like, a lot of organization to be done before leaving for the Olympics.
At least we knew, or not we knew, but we were at the point after Europeans, okay, like, everything works, the programs are where we want them, we just have to repeat.
Repetition and build confidence, right?
Yeah, but like you said, like, lots of organization before Olympic Games, like, you need these papers, this medical form, then this from the Olympic Committee, then this, then that.
And, like, you're going somewhere, we're there for 3 weeks, like, you're not just packing for 1 week of competition, you're packing for a week of competition, or 2 weeks of competitions, and then also we were packing for, like, vacation in Italy, so it was very different. She's in witching hour right now.
Don't pour there. Wrong spot, Linda.
I haven't turned on the TV much this week. I've just been watching this. And while I was home, I got a call from Chavi, our vice president of the federation, And the next day, when I was right before I boarded my flight to come back to Montreal, I found out that I was going to be the flag bearer.
Oh, right. That
Yeah.
was then. Yeah.
Found out I was going to be the flag bearer in the opening ceremony. We were talking about it a little bit, like around Spanish nationals, Europeans, like, oh my God, I might be, like, maybe. And we were talking about it, but then when it actually happened, I was like, I can't believe this is true. And then we came back to Montreal, cut up a couple of weeks of training, which I do not remember. The only thing I remember is being on energy saving mode.
I mean, like before the games, like how do you, if I'm not saying nothing to train, but like nothing to change anymore in the program, you just click repeat and do the same thing. And also in this time, weirdly, the energy in an ice rink before the Olympic Games is very different. Everybody, I mean, is excited obviously, but also the last thing you want is enjoy yourself. Yeah. And usually, I mean,
everyone needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, we do it every day, and like we don't think about it because we do it every day. But especially before Olympic Games, I was like, okay, keep everything safe.
Yeah, like we didn't overdo things.
No. I remember when we left actually how we took the pictures.
Yeah,
downstairs.
we got a travel kit.
Yeah, we picked up the travel kit at least, and that was the moment when we were like really excited to go, because it was so different to 4 years ago when we were all wearing masks and stuff, and now like it was really free and like together in this partnership, first Olympics together in this partnership, leaving, and it was something really special, and also like sharing this moment with all the people we know over there, and like we're gonna get there closer, but like with family being able to be there and our loved ones was something unbelievable special. Like,
yeah,
insane.
we flew with our physio Mark, Pascal, our coach, Holly and Jason were with us. There's a few other teams, Marjo, Zach. There was like a lot of teams that were with us traveling at the same time, and there's just like a lot of joy and excitement going into it. John-Luc had just gotten his new camera from Japan, so while we were like, when we went downstairs to get our Uber here, John-Luc like was like, wait, I want to take some pictures, and took pictures of us in our kit like before leaving. It was really special, and then we got to get our accreditation together when we landed, and this is when we both, and I say we both because I've done this for a minute, this is when like the social media gigs kicked in. And when I say social media gigs kicked in, Tim re-downloaded TikTok again. And just before we left for the games, he's like, do you think I should re-download TikTok for the Olympics? I'm like, yeah. And then he did, and I remember he followed me, and John-Luc and I spent a full evening going through Tim's old TikTok videos. This man used to post religiously on TikTok. I already exposed you on one of my podcasts, but you should go check out his old TikTok posts. They're very entertaining. It was COVID time, and he was home alone and bored. He's got an acting background. He's a true born actor and comedian. So yeah, go check them out. I don't think you planned this, but the series of you going around places at the Olympics, and then you did it at Worlds, and then you did it on vacation, where he has his microphone and he's like, dining hall. So there's something about Tim's accent that is just, for me, it just hits the spot in terms of like,
say it.
It's just pure comedy. Like, he can be so serious, but he'll say something, and I'm like, I can't take everything you say seriously sometimes, but he knows this.
Mark as well, like our gym coach, like he's the same. Like when I talk like serious about training, he's like, "Oh man, your accent." I'm like, Mark, I'm trying to tell you something here, but.
So instead, you start owning it.
Yeah.
He'd be like I said, dining hall. And I don't know why it was so simple yet so effective. The Olympics as a whole, we'll get into it more and more, but one of the highlights that comes to my mind was when Tim dressed up as a matador. And the original plan, which was what you stuck to, was to wear the costume to his girlfriend's event. I'll let you continue because this is your story.
Well, yeah, it was something I wasn't really sure about if I actually want to do it, but then I just had to because I had the costumes. And on the one of the first days, I was wearing it in front of my room and showed you and Mark.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yes, that's it." And my girlfriend was skating in the short program to the music of the White Bull, so it kind of made sense in that kind of way. And I made a video out of it. It was actually really funny because you should have seen the people's faces going to the stands. It was hilarious watching this. And then at some point I was like, okay, I kind of don't want her to see me before, but I also want her to see me. And she asked me before where I'm gonna sit, and I didn't tell her because I didn't really want her to get distracted and stuff. But yeah, it was a good time, and I'm glad I did it because I had fun, and my girlfriend was like, Sarah was like super happy that I did it, and it was something really fun.
He was skeptical about doing it because John-Luc and I were supposed to go to the event with him while he wore his costume. And then we decided that we weren't going to go because we didn't have tickets and we didn't want to spend $600 for it.
Fair.
But then Tim's like, I don't want to go alone dressed as a matador. And I'm like, you'll be fine. I was like, trust me, you'll be fine. It'll be worth it. Like, if there's a moment to go viral doing something at the Olympics, like other than your competition, your skate, like this is it. Like, milk it. And I'm glad he did.
I love the fact that you told about the
weird.
media stuff.
Yeah, of course.
No, it's fun. But
What, the social media stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, you want to talk about the competition, I guess?
Oh yeah, that's the first thing I thought. I guess.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about the competition, not just
Yeah.
Tim's
No,
matador
I
outfit.
mean, to be fair, like at the Olympics,
It's a
everything.
big moment too. Yeah.
It's very big, especially because all we knew was all we knew 4 years ago when there was COVID, and it was very, very different to this experience where literally everything is about media.
Sure.
Everything. You like.
We were
the
under a
only
spotlight.
moment- you the only moment you don't see a camera is literally when you're in your room, out of the room, and as soon as you exit the elevator, there's cameras all around.
Yeah.
I mean, walking around the village and then there's Snoop Dogg next to you. That's pretty insane. to
Who
me.
was the actor as well?
Jackie Chan?
The other actor, Jeff
Jeff
Goldberg,
Goldberg.
Goldblum.
His name
Yeah.
is the most famous Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No.
Jurassic
Yeah, I can't say Jurassic Park though. I have to
You
know his
did.
actual name.
In the podcast, you literally said Jurassic Park. Last
The guy from Jurassic Park. I haven't even seen Jurassic Park. No.
That's crazy.
Jeff Goldberg? Jeff Goldblum.
Bloom.
Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, I just woken up and I was like, what is this crowd of people? And Jeff Goldblum. Yeah, you and Hector like hunted for Snoop Dogg, right?
Yeah, we did a little bit. Yeah.
And then he called me and he's like, Snoop Dogg's in the village. Go find him. So.
Yeah. That's also why we arrived a lot earlier before our event.
To adapt.
Yeah, because you literally have to. It's like so much to take in, and the first days we on purpose before our competition on purpose didn't do everything in the village and see that because first of all we knew we have time after our competition, and we also had to focus on the competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of like distractions.
Yeah.
So we tried to stay in our bubble as much as we could. Do our competition, and afterwards go at it, everything you possibly could think of. And we did exactly that. We made it through the competition healthily, happily, and very successfully.
Yeah, it was.
Highlights, anything from the competition that we can think of? The actual performance itself? I don't remember though.
No, yes, the actual performance, but for me also the moment backstage with our coach Roman and with Olivia, and like before we went on the ice. It was before the free, especially, which I remember super well, because like Olympics is something really special, right? And of course I was super nervous. You said the other time, like before the rhythm dance, like in the starting position, I was like
Shaking, and I'm on your back, and I'm like, oh God.
It's
It's like being on that vibration plate again.
almost. No, like, and just being there backstage and taking it all in before you actually go out, like it was before they announced us, like before the 5 minutes warm up. You just have everything going so fast through your head, like what's going to happen, and so much nerves going through, and then as soon as the music gets played, you just blank. Like you forget everything. Blackout.
Yeah.
Blackout and just perform. And this performance at the Olympics and run in front of all the people was, I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, so much joy to perform, and yeah, I have no words.
Yeah, it was very, very cool. It was like epic. Like there's no other word to describe it for me. Even like, do you remember? Even the practices. That practice. Oh, Linda's. Oh. Linda, come. Did you just fart?
No.
Did you just fart?
No, me?
Yeah.
No.
Because it smells. We did like a full free dance run on one of the practices because we were there very early. So these were our training days, not competition days. And I remember doing a free dance run and it being extremely difficult. And I remember being like at the end of the step sequence and Barbara Fusapoli was at the boards, like clapping us on, being like, Ale! And I'm like, Barbara, this is interesting. But in that moment, I realized, like, oh, do we look that tired that even Barbara has to be like, let's go, guys? So I remember that so well. The rhythm dance competition itself was great. The feeling afterwards, just skating a clean program at the Olympics, like that's our time on Olympic ice. That was incredible. First time in new costume for me. New costume. So it was really fun to wear officially and wear it for the first time on Olympic ice. That was very bold of me, as I would say. And then we had a day off in between.
Right.
And you remember, we had a terrible practice.
The day after?
In between rhythm and free.
Horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
in between rhythm and free dance, we had a practice.
Like,
Yeah,
So
and
shitty.
we just did not skate good, and we were kind of argued, right?
yeah, we argued a little bit, like when things are not working the way how you want it to work, like get into arguing, and like the coaches looked at us and we were like unhappy and like
Not the way we wanted to feel.
No, of course not, especially the day before competition.
I'm like, we're ready. We were very ready, physically, mentally, everything. But there was like just one little slip up, one little communication error, and then like boom, like we're like bumping heads.
Because we are also in a pretty intense time there, like it's
It is the
during
Olympic Games.
during the competition, Olympic Games, like of course, and we Aries, don't forget that, both of us. And like of course it can get intense, but like again, like we worked through it and worked as a team, like we always do, and worked with our like Stephanie.
Yeah, we communicated everything we needed to get everything off of our chest. Put all cards on the table so that we could go into the free dance competition day clear as hell. And we went into the free dance competition day clear and confident as hell. That was overall, like from beginning of the day practice to the end of day competition, it was so sick. The skate itself was unbelievable. The best we'd done all season so far. We were sat in the leader's chair for a while. So we had like no recollection? No, recollection?
I don't know that word at all.
Recollection.
Okay.
Like remembering.
Recollection?
Okay, maybe.
Where was I going with this?
Of the practice?
We didn't know what had happened. So we'd gotten our score.
Trying to sound smart out here. She's like, you know what?
We'd gotten our score.
This is.
Yeah. Nice. Look.
I didn't meant it like that.
No, but that's why it's called whatever this is.
Okay.
Kiss and cry. And then we went from kiss and cry to the leader's chair. And we had no idea really what had happened behind the scenes. We got our score and we were so happy with it. We were so happy with our skate. We were ecstatic. And then we were in the leader's chair. We didn't have our phones. We didn't have anything. We were just enjoying like that moment together. And then we're out of the leader's chair with our friends. And then we're going for media. And then we're leaving the competition. There was the drama with the podium, everything. It wasn't until like 2.5 hours after we'd actually finished competing, like our free dance. I can feel the anger coming out of Tim already. And we're reunited with our family. Our mom, dad, mums, dads, girlfriends, boyfriends, like your side of the family, my side of the family, literally everybody. And my mom hugs me, and I've said this before, my mom hugs me, and she's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I can't believe you got an exclamation point. And I'm like, excuse me, what? And I'm flabbergasted at this point. That was a pretty big word for me.
I was like, I'm learning so many new words.
I gotta tell Tim. But then I was like, maybe I shouldn't tell Tim, because he's gonna be pissed. But then I was like, never mind, I'm gonna go tell Tim. So I stomp over to John Luke first, and I'm like, we got an exclamation point? And he's like, yeah. Sorry, I'm just waiting for Linda to get out of the way of the camera. And then I go from John Luke, who confirmed that we got an exclamation point, and I go to Tim, and I'm like, hey man, so sorry to tell you. I'm like, but we got an exclamation point in the free dance choreo step. And he's like, what? His face just drops. And I was upset, but I was still proud and still happy. Tim was angry. He went red. And he his whole family was there, my whole family was there, and he just I feel like you forgot everyone was around you, and you were like, what? And I was like, oh, it's fine. We did really well. We still got a 122 something. Really, really good. Just forget about it. He didn't forget about it.
No. It took a while. I remember us walking over to the hotel, and I was
walking in that tunnel.
And I was stopped.
He was in front of us all, stomping on his own, and I'm like, Tim?
Of course, we were happy, and it's more important always how you feel right after the skate. I feel the moment when you hug your coaches and you really feel okay, you did a great job, and that's what we did. But of course, having this little extra is especially for what we saw it was, or it must have. We still don't know actually.
No, we never got it confirmed.
Yeah. So but no, part of our game.
Part of the journey.
Part of the journey. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Part of the journey.
Because after that, we had a glass of wine in our hands and we forgot about it real fast. Maybe until the next day. Any other word to describe our Olympic competition? Oh, iconic. Dune 2 on Olympic ice.
Iconic.
The
crowd on the one side, but also to feel this skating in the movie, I described already before. I have trouble describing it because Olympics was one of the competitions this season which I can compare to how I felt in Boston, how I felt each little movement I did and each part of the story we gave to all of you guys, and it was very, very special, and I will never forget that. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a really good job there.
Sick. Love that. Nice. Good job.
The day after, when I was slightly hangovered, I had to be a good, supportive boyfriend before her competition, which I love to do, obviously, which was just very hard because I just finished competing and I really didn't sleep much that night, and that kind of.
Yeah. I think she understood.
True, and just overall sharing this experience with your girlfriend was amazing, so special to share these moments and to have, like I said at the beginning, to have all the family there, all our loved ones around us in this moment. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Yeah.
This whole time, what was it, 2.5, almost 3 weeks? 1 week we prepared over there, then 2 days of competition, and the rest was just we can do
whatever we want.
And that's what we did. We tried to take all the events. You were there with JL, and we did everything we could do.
Cheering really, really loud for Team Canada, or at least Tim was. And I remember we were at a hockey game, and Tim's cheering really loud for this Canadian team. And there's other Canadian athletes sat around us. We're in our Spanish gear. Tim's cheering. None of the Canadian athletes are cheering. This is my impression of Tim. Whoa, come on, you guys are representing Canada!
Says the German Spanish guy right there, and like living in Montreal, but come on.
But in this section, so quiet, and Tim's like, ole, ole. No, Canada, Canada. And he's like, come on, guys. And it was so funny. Like, this guy was just...
That I haven't had my Matador outfit on that day. Because it was the hockey final, right? Like, you don't get there, like you almost never get there. Like,
No.
people try to get tickets for that event. And even us, we were trying right at the beginning because you get like 1 free ticket per day for indoor events, whatever. So we tried at the beginning.
But they were all sold out, like
But
this.
then last minute we got one. And
Closing ceremony was in Verona. We had to get a bus, a train, and a bus. We got outside the train station, and I saw a little kiosk right outside the train station where they sell snacks, chips, food, sandwiches, beer, and wine. And I'm like, we're pissed at this point. We were like really bummed that we didn't take any alcohol with us to, I don't know, have on the train. The train was like an hour and a half long, and there was another bus. And we were like, we want to have some drinks to celebrate. Like, this is the end of the Olympic Games. And we were so bummed that we didn't take anything because we got on the first bus with the British team, and they all had bottles of Prosecco. And we're like, why did we not think of that? So then I saw this little kiosk outside the train station, and we bought 2 bottles of Prosecco and some orange juice. And we were on the train, and we had Prosecco and orange juice, and we were having a great time. It was so warm, though, I remember. We were in a...
ski pants on in Italy. Ski pants, like, well, in city Italy, right?
Yeah.
So not like in Cortina, where all the ski competitions were.
Yeah.
It was in city of Italy. So
Yeah.
it was quite warm.
Yeah, we had, like, the zips.
Yeah.
On
Your
our
zip
ski
broke.
pants, and my zip broke at one point, so my bare thigh ass is out, and there's people on the other side of the gates like looking in like, oh, what's going on?
No, you're telling that story?
We gave some people on the other side of the gates our credit card to go into this little bar to buy us 4 bottles of Prosecco. They did it. Like, how it was very risky. We're literally giving them our credit card. They were very nice people, though. They took it, bought us 4 bottles of Prosecco, gave us our card back, and brought us the bottles of Prosecco, and handed them over the gate to us. I was just the flag bearer in the opening ceremony. We had a sick competition, and I then a fiance, and now a fiance. I was like, I want some Prosecco. And then the closing ceremony. Take it away, Tim.
Yeah, well, lots of waiting before, of course, waiting till it starts. With all the teams, so it was long time waiting, and then it slowly starts. We with Team Spain walking, and then you were supposed to walk. You walk in the stadium, of course, amazing stadium, and we're supposed to take a lap like everybody did. I don't remember which country was just before us, like just following them, taking a lap, and then we were like, oh, look, there's a little way to go. We could technically do another lap. So we took Team Spain, took another lap, second lap. Then we were like, oh, look, Team USA. That's our friends. We can take another lap. We can take another lap. And then after lap number 3, it was only us 2 from Spain by that point, obviously.
Yeah, the rest of Team Spain took 2 laps of us, and then they pieced.
Yeah, and then I saw Team Italy. Well, of course I have to take a lap with my girlfriend then. Like, I have to. With the home country, everyone in white, and then 2 red dots walking with them. Amazing. We'll never forget that moment. And Olivia was like, oh, we shouldn't do that. No, we have to do that. Like, come on.
That was the one moment where I was like, Tim, I don't think this is a good idea. And he's like, come on. I'm like, no, Tim, I don't think this is good. And he's like pulling me. I'm like, fine. It wasn't until we sat down in our seats and I look at social media, I'm like, oh no, we are everywhere. Just because, like he said, sea of white people, like, not white people, sea of Team Italy all wearing white, and then there's us 2 wearing bright red, so you could literally point us out so easily. And like Eurosport Spain posted like, oh, play Where's Waldo and whatnot. So I was like, oh man, but people found it funny in the end. Yeah. It was really fun. But I sat down afterwards. I was like, we shouldn't have done that, Tim. And then we enjoyed the closing ceremony, the performances, and then we danced to Major Lazer. That was sick. Yeah. Met Major Lazer and took pictures with them afterwards. Just like a snowball effect of good things. And then we went to McDonald's. Yeah. We didn't take the train and the bus back. We drove back with Tim's girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And we were at a McDonald's and we were in this drive-thru for ever. Do you remember that?
No, of course not.
I have a video of Tim getting out of the car to go in and check, but it was so late that I think it was closed.
No, it was there, and I went inside and asked them how long it can take to prepare 4 burgers. Like, come on, we were literally there in the drive-thru waiting for 30 minutes.
Yeah, and we decided to drive out with Sarah because it would be faster to drive back than take the bus, train, and a bus. Well, the people that took the bus, train, and a bus beat us back to the village. Yeah. So that was funny as well. The Olympic Games, we're wrapping that up.
Most memorable thing I remember from Worlds is this. Like,
oh, him!
No.
Standing applause.
Standing applause. Like, that was
Why
insane.
did I not get what you were talking about?
No, I don't know, but like, that's what I
You stood up and started doing that, and I was looking at you like, what's he referencing?
Yeah, I stood up.
I'm really bad at charades.
There was a run fast forward, but like, overall, Worlds was the best we competed in that season, and closed this season with a banger like that.
The lead up to Worlds was the hardest because we were so tired. Mm-hmm. Just, I think more mentally than physically. Like, the time from the end of the games until Worlds was long. Mm-hmm. And we were ready from the end of the Olympics. So when we got to Worlds, it was like, oh my God, finally. 2 weeks before Worlds, we were like, we're ready. Like, we could go now. But of course, that was not the case. But then we made it to Worlds, and it just felt like a celebration of a competition. The people, the crowd, the other skaters, like, we'd already just been through nearly a full Olympic season. Now we're finishing off at the World Championships.
10 or 15 of my friends from my hometown were there, surprised me, which was always like a little dream of mine to have them at a competition, and they planned it actually a year prior, they told me now. And they surprised me in my hotel room after the rhythm dance, and it was just like everything in this competition felt like a movie. Like we said earlier, shitting our pants, or I speak for myself, like shitted my pants before the free. I don't know about you, but it was something.
Eyes before the rhythm.
For me, it was the free because we skated last in that group, and I don't know. And people say like, "Oh, why are you nervous?" Like, or after, "Why are you nervous? You just competed at the Olympic Games." Well, okay, but that doesn't make us superheroes.
It doesn't change. No matter what competition, we still get really, really nervous. It can be a small challenger in Bratislava to the Olympic Games, you still get nervous.
Personal best score over 80, 81 it was.
Yeah, finally.
Finally over 80, and did a great job there. Coaches were super happy. We were super happy. And then going into the free was different because we skated last. It was a very different feeling.
Yeah, from what we were talking about earlier, we're used to skating first. So when we were then skating last, we have a 5-minute warm-up, and then it's about 35 minutes before you skate, because there's 5 teams. So you get off, and you've just had a 5-minute warm-up, so you're warming up, your heart rate's going, you're sweating, you're whatnot, and then you full-on cool down, like you come back down. I took off my skates, you didn't, we were pacing the hallways, like, there's just...
so warm in that costume. I was so warm in that costume. Just overall, and then competing in that free. Oh
yeah, Roman was hugging us before the rhythm and the free.
That was also like, I went for Roman hugged us, and then in the rhythm as well, I went for a high five with Paj, but he went for a hug, so it was this awkward moment, like Okay. Because I know, okay, I love to give hugs, don't understand me wrong, but you know, like I thought, like, okay, pleasure. Went for a hug, and then where you said, gave us a hug, and then in the free, he made you pretty emotional.
Yeah, he like hugged me and like held me. And I was like, oh, you're nervous, which making me more nervous. I was both just like telling each other, like, look up, like just having that moment. Like we took our time.
Oh yeah, took it all in.
Oh yeah, our music ended and we took our time. Like you ain't kicking us off the ice anytime soon. Yeah. It felt like this though while we were on the ice, so we had to take that time to go in.
So we know her reaction of the standing ovation, but is there anything like I know you just brought it up about the standing ovation? Is there anything like a feeling you felt, especially when she tapped you and said like look around, about the standing ovation?
Yeah, was there anything that you were feeling or that came to mind in that moment?
Goosebumps. Pure goosebumps.
What's goosebumps in German?
Gänsehaut.
What?
Gänsehaut. Yeah, like goosebumps.
Gänsehaut.
Yeah, oh, that was pretty good actually.
Gänsehaut. Gotcha.
Yeah, goosebumps like all over, like seeing our significant others and like JL and Sarah right there, and then seeing my friends up there and literally seeing everyone standing in this arena. I mean, I'm saying now those are the moments we live for, absolutely, but also we don't get that every time.
No.
Like that was something really, really special.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that moment. But again, like those are the moments which remind you, oh my God, this is why we're doing
This is
we
why
came back for.
Yeah, this is why I push my body. This is why we cry. This is why we, I don't know, do everything we do, good and bad. And a perfect end to the epic season, which we're slowly forgetting. I don't want us to forget before we wrap this up, is we got a small silver medal. We got a small bronze medal at Boston. And we got a small silver medal here at World Championships in Prague, which...
Yeah.
Go.
Well, now we're done with small medals. We want the big ones now.
Yeah, well, there we go. Yeah, we want a big one now, guys. So you'll be seeing us again next season. But we're going to dive into the rest of this off season. I'm pretty sure I'll have Tim on again at some point in the off season. Yeah, it was fun. First time.
Yeah.
There'll be another time. Oh yeah, hey!
Smash the subscribe button.
I always forget. I forget I forget it's a thing.
First YouTube thing.
We've said that once in all.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Subscribe, ring the bell, like.
How do you say subscribe now in German?
Oh yeah.
Abonnieren.
Oh yeah. But
That doesn't sound German.
Abonnieren.
Abonnieren. Abonnieren. That was pretty good. Subscribe now, everybody. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Bye.